Good evening, and thank you for joining us tonight for our Village of Alsip Board meeting. Today is July 6th, 2020. First time saying that. So we'll call this meeting order at 7:31. Can you call the roll, please?
Yes. Trustee Dalzell?
Here.
Trustee Zielinski?
Here.
Trustee Juarez is absent this evening. Trustee McLaughlin?
Here.
Trustee Murphy?
Here.
Trustee Nava Esparza?
Here.
Mayor Ryan?
Here.
We have a quorum.
Thank you. Please join us for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Do we have a bid opening?
I do not have anything that was turned in.
Okay. Erica, we didn't get any bids on that? Okay. All right, then we'll move on to the we can go, you know what, if the board doesn't mind, we'll go a little out of sequence because we do have a recognition that the clerk wanted to do this evening, and I noticed we got little Brooklyn in the audience too. I want to make sure that, we keep her attention here and stuff then too. So, clerk, if you want to go through your report first, then we'll go back to my report after.
Okay, thank you, Mayor Ryan. First, under the clerk's report is approval for the November 2019 IDOT motor fuel tax allotment in the amount of $71,941.79. Next is presentation and approval of the December 2nd, 2019 Board of Trustee meeting minutes. Next is presentation and approval of the December 16th, 2019 Board of Trustee meeting minutes. And fourth is the recognition of Violet Reagan's retirement on December 1st, 2019, after 15-plus years of service. This last thing comes as a very bittersweet moment for myself. I've gotten to know Violet over the past couple years since I was elected in 2017, and I haven't met somebody that has been more professional and more giving of themselves in my career. So I have a letter here I'd like to read in to record. January 6, 2020, Violet Reagan began her career with the Village of Alsip in February of 2004. The mayor at that time was Arnold Andrews and the clerk was Penny Black. Since that time, Violet has been present for 8 elections. Those elections resulted in her working with 3 mayors, 3 clerks, and 22 different trustees. During her tenure, there were close to 225,000 vehicle stickers sold. I'm sure Vi can attest to that. During the current administration alone, there have been 28 resolutions and 136 ordinances that have been executed that have passed through the clerk's office. Violet has an extensive knowledge that will not be replaced. Her willingness to pitch in and get the job completed is beyond mention. She is missed and thought of daily. The clerk's office will never be the same. Enjoy your retirement. You've earned it. With love and deep gratitude, Susan Petzel. We have a couple things if you'd like to come up for, please, Violet. The plaque reads, presented to Violet Reagan with deepest appreciation and recognition for over 15 years of dedicated service to the Village of Alsip and its residents, presented by the Mayor, Clerk, Board of Trustees, and the Clerk's Office family, December 1st, 2019. So please stick around for some cake. Did you want to say anything about it?
Yes. My decision was a hard one that I had to think it was pushed by my family to do for reasons that some of you know. This is very bittersweet because I wasn't going to be clean.
We weren't ready to let you go.
But thank you all so much. I don't know how to say thank you enough. Thank you.
Hugs are free.
On the way to cake.
Noisy water bottle over there.
Wow, Violet, that actually sounded exciting, getting to work with 3 mayors, 22 trustees and stuff like that. I mean, geez.
Believe me, it had its moments.
Exactly. You know?
Thinking she's retired more people than the mob.
Really? I thought Helen was the king back when. You know,
Yeah, yeah.
Exactly. So, anyway, congratulations on your retirement, and I hope things go well for you and your family as well. And thanks for having your family out here too. It was real nice to have everybody out today and stuff, as well as all the ladies, everybody that was available. All the clerks came out tonight too. So, girls, ladies, thanks for coming out tonight and stuff then too. That's great.
Mayor, that does conclude my report. Thank you.
Thanks. A couple of things. We'll go to my report then. Just a little while ago, I wanted to share with everybody. Danny Tribin's here tonight too. Dan's our water commissioner. Danny, I got a nice letter today, note here rather, from Ruth Ann Ivins. She's at 3616 121st Street. Ruth says that Monday morning I called the streets department asking for help, and when I found water spraying out of my crawl space, the lady answered the phone, sent out a young man to turn off the water. When he arrived, he found it to be a sump pump pipe that popped off, and he turned off the pump, then offered to go to the truck, get a tool. He even put the pipe back together for me. He was very polite and courteous and very, very helpful. Please be aware that your employees are the best. He even saved me having to call a plumber to diagnose the problem. I think the world of you guys. Thanks much. So, good job on that.
Very nice.
I just want to give a quick update on some of the things that are going on. And some of the meetings I've been to just recently, I wanted to just share with everybody. Last month, I actually did attend National Day of Giving at South Suburban College. It was to recognize Rocky Clark. If any of you remember Rocky, he was hurt when he playing football a few years back at Eisenhower High School and paralyzed. And the discussion there was the need to have schools increase their insurance coverages for student-athlete participation. They had a nice group of people out at South Suburban College. I was had an opportunity to meet Rocky's mom, and she still struggles. It was a hard burden on her financially to get through all that. I also attended a reception at LB Steel regarding Amtrak. Amtrak is ordering 28 high-speed locomotive trains, and LB Steel over in Harvey, who they were all the mayors were invited, but it's always good to go to these things too and network with other companies. Might make good power partners to nearby Alsip businesses. And sure enough, I actually met the vice president of Amtrak. They're going to build 28 trains that go 160 miles an hour. And LB Steel makes the suspension that go on those locomotives. And I was able to meet with a company, brought them in here, and they want to buy some property here in Alsip, and we have a 6B application that we sent to our attorneys for review already to see if they qualify. So that was a good meeting. I also met with the head of an organization interested in opening a cannabis dispensary. Everyone's got applications in, but I was just explaining to Trustee Elzel, we actually have a GIS mapping service who did offer a map to me, but they didn't read the ordinance correctly, so they are correcting that for us right now then too, based on what our ordinance says. So there's no request at this time until there's, you got to have people even are able to get a license to begin with, so we'll see how that goes. I also met with the local nearby realty professionals, And we had a great meeting to discuss promoting Cicero Avenue. We have another local trucking company Roger and I met with. He's looking to possibly purchase other properties that were in distress. So we had to set them straight on, code ordinance and stuff, and too, building code compliance. I was at a 7:30 meeting a couple weeks ago at Moraine Valley College to discuss expansion. Moraine Valley is being told, we had about 12 mayors at this thing, it's at 7:30 in the morning. Moraine Valley is being told they can get as much as $44 million through the new capital bill. They won't see that for 4 or 5 years from now, but they want to build a health and science facility at their campus, but they're $60 million short. So, they were talking about possibly approving a referendum for $60 million, and all the mayors had a chance to express their thoughts on the matter. And mine was, I really want to protect our taxpayers from any more property tax money, especially for the business community that we have. And I remind them, we have 850 businesses here, and they pay substantial taxes, and I don't want anything to prompt the idea of them leaving us. We need all the businesses that we can, and it was my suggestion and a couple other mayors that maybe they repurpose some property in their region for the same purpose, but maybe they save money instead of trying to build something in Palos Hills. So we'll see how that goes. That was supposed to be voted on about a week and a half ago, and I spoke to one of their trustees, and they said that's been taken off the agenda for this time. It's not on their agenda, so there's been no vote on that. And I also heard that South Suburban College is getting similar financing too. So everybody wants to compete with the other guy, and I understand that. But again, a referendum speaks for itself. They had a survey company there that spoke to 529 residents. And again, I really think it's important to not keep adding to our property tax cost. We're trying to keep our business district intact, as well as our residents. Residents are just as important, if not more. So, also had a meeting last week with Mike Lynch of Lynch Chicago. They're the ones purchasing the property over here at 123rd and Costner, the old GC America building. They plan on being in by April 1st, and they're going to be selling wreckers. They just put up almost 2,000 feet of fencing all the way around their property to protect their products, and he says things are going pretty well. And I also met with, actually we had a couple of the department heads. We were in on a meeting last week with the owners of that property at the southwest corner of 115th and Cicero, where all the high tension wires are at. They still would like to build almost like a V-shaped building for a self-storage company, because that's all that's good for. They can't use that whole corner because they have to stay away from all the high tension wires, and ComEd won't let them build on those properties. We had fire looking at, and Chief Szynski was saying that it might not be able to accommodate that footprint to get like fire apparatus around it and so forth, Tom, right?
We have a meeting with them Wednesday morning. They requested a meeting with us, so we're going to meet with them again Wednesday morning.
Very good, because IDOT now is actually going to allow them even to put in like a calming lane that comes off right as you get to the ramp going up Cicero Avenue Bridge. Even IDOT was willing to get in the game and help out with trying to make this happen, but we got to make sure we got enough property there to get your trucks in there in the event of a fire and so forth. And then I'll let everybody know today it went really well. In fact, I went past Harold's Chicken a little while ago when I left here, and they still got a line almost out the door over on Pulaski. We did a ribbon cutting with the Chamber of Commerce. Mayor Grace was out there with us today to help welcome, and our building commissioner, Roger Early. And they really do have some good food. I did a Wikipedia on Harold's Chicken to see what makes them different from everybody else, and they do have a different way of doing it. They use I think the oil that they use is different. It's like a medium oil. They don't use vegetable oil, and they've got a whole different process. But everything's made to order when you get there. That's the only thing. I think you got to be patient to get your order and stuff on that too. But it's all freshly made when you get there. But we wish Kendrell well in his new venture over at Harold's Chicken. That's 11817 South Pulaski, the old Dunkin' Donut building. Also, I've got a couple of meetings this week with. Wednesday, we're going to meet with the census people. Mm-hmm. And Kent reminded me too, he was at a meeting earlier today, that we have an opportunity to possibly apply for another census grant through Metropolitan Mayor's Caucus, but that we're going to have to establish a committee real soon. So we're going to be looking for volunteers on a census committee, and a complete count committee.
Okay.
And then The last thing is Mike Frater. I may attend with you, Mike, but that's Thursday is the STP meeting. So this is the Surface Transportation Program grants, and they've got some changes to that. So we're invited to a meeting at 9 o'clock in Orland Park and a workshop for that. Right, so that's this coming Thursday. So a lot of things going on. I just want to bring everybody up to date on that. That's all. So that's all I have for my report this evening. We have the attorney's report. Joe Kankar is with us.
No report, Your Honor.
All right, Joe. Thank you. Engineers report.
No report tonight, Mayor.
Okay. Would anyone in the audience, public forum, anyone wish to address the board tonight? Nobody? All right, thank you. Next, then, we'll go to the standing committees. Finance Committee, Trustee McLaurin.
First, I have a request for approval of a list of payroll dated January 3rd, 2020, totaling $390,401.80. Next, I have a request for approval of accounts payable dated January 6th, 2020. From the recap, General Fund, $149,727.11. Road and Bridge, $14,823.01. MFT, $6,876.88. Pulaski Road Corridor TIF, $1,255.83. Water and Sewer, $663,259.15. Heritage, $51,235.45, for a grand total all funds of $887,177.43. And finally, I have a request for approval to accept the attorney's recommendation to file an intervention in the 2018 tax year PTAB appeal of the Attila Pseudo facility located at 5859 West 117th Place. And that's all I have.
Okay, thank you. Fire Committee, Trustee Murphy.
I have approval of an ordinance amending Chapter 9, Fire Prevention and Protection, Article 2, Fire Department, Section 9-32, Ambulance Service of the Municipal Code of the Village of Alsip. And that's all I have, sir.
Okay, thank you. Police and Traffic Safety, Trustee Dalzell.
I have the pleasure to read 4 letter of recognitions issued by the Chief Miller. They're all for the same incident. Sergeant Spencer, Officer Halim, Officer Byers, and Officer Puente. On the 23rd of November 2019, the Alsip police officers had monitored the status of a vehicle pursuit initiated by the Harvey Police Department. The occupants of the vehicle were wanted for an aggravated battery that occurred in Harvey. As the pursuit entered the Alsip border, officers were instrumental in keeping the citizens safe in that they assisted in blocking intersections and maintained a close distance to the fleeing vehicle in order to quickly jump in to assist should the time come. When the vehicle suddenly crashed, the 4 occupants fled the vehicle on foot, and officers quickly gave chase. Sergeant Spencer immediately rendered aid to the victims that were struck by the vehicles. All of the 3 offenders, through the team effort, were apprehended. A total of 4 firearms were recovered and taken off the street. Your actions during this incident are worthy of special mention and recognition. Your attention to the details within the incident speaks highly of your dedication to aggressively detect criminal activity and arrest criminal offenders. It also proudly shows your deep commitment to helping this agency accomplish its mission and goals. And it was his personal congratulations on a job well done. Excellent work. And then also Chief Miller has information regarding the new officer who was sworn in.
Thank you. The police department would like to welcome Mark Pedzamez. Mark was sworn in last Friday by the Police and Fire Commission. Mark will be attending the Chicago Police Academy, where he's scheduled to graduate in May.
That's all I have, Mayor.
Very good, thank you. Public Work and Boat Launch Committee.
Trustee McLaurin or Murphy, please.
No report tonight, Mayor.
Okay. Sewer and Water, Trustee Nava-Esparza.
No report, Mayor.
Okay. Building and Health, Trustee Zelinski.
No report this evening.
Okay. Human Resource and Insurance, Trustee Murphy.
No report, Mayor.
You know, Trustee, one thing I meant to put under my report, but I can bring it up under insurance because that's how we're getting this monies. I wanted to let the board know that we were approved recently for a $53,000 safety grant for the our insurance renewal with IPRF, who's the workman comp renewal. And I did have a meeting with all department heads recently. We talked about any needs we might have, but in the meantime, it was brought to my attention that we're trying to replace some flooring in the police department. And, well, Roger, do we have even a ballpark on that, price-wise?
When I did it years ago, it was some roughly $400,000. The price on the epoxy has come down considerably. It's probably going to be $250,000 to $280,000 if we were to do the entire project.
Okay, so $250,000 would be hallways through the police department, but that's also the village hall, too, you're talking about.
That would be getting rid of the orange bricks throughout and the entire walkway of all the police department, not including the offices, but in all the walkways.
Okay, so not including the, because you're not on a mic, so not including the offices, these are all the hallways, and this work would spill out into the village hall, and there'd be the removal and replacement of basically all that orange tile that we have out in the hallway here.
That is correct.
Okay. So,
I'm sorry, would that also include the orange tile that is in front of the doors, coming in the front of Village Hall?
Back to the doorways and the bathrooms, yes.
Okay.
Is what we would do.
Outside of the building,
Outside, that's something that I would look at doing in budgetary-wise.
because that's very slippery.
so with the $53,000, I did reach out and I spoke with police, fire, water, public work, and just to ask, I mean, if there was anything really, really that you guys needed, and everyone was okay with allocating monies toward this project and stuff, to at least start in the police department and let it spill out of there and stuff.
I just want you to know the police department project is only 23,000 of that.
Okay, well, thank you. Okay, well, that helps. That helps, Chief, you know? Because I agree with the clerk. You know, I've had a problem with the weather really beating up on the stone coming into the village hall and stuff then, too. So, I mean, even if we start at the entranceways, I'm good with that, too. You know, I mean, this isn't really over the top in the hall itself, but the entrances are, because of the weather, those are falling apart. So, yeah, I would like to go there. So, unless the board had any other recommendations or...
How about the big parking lot out there?
We're going to budget on that and stuff then, too. So, but, yeah, unless anybody else has any questions or discrepancies, I'm going to ask Shanae Hunter, our HR manager, tomorrow morning to apply for that, so we can put that in line right away then, too.
Make notes, Sinead.
So, we still have a couple things left on this year's, but next year's is what concerned us. So,
Mayor, I don't know if I've mentioned this or not, but how about that parking lot out there?
I heard you. So, yeah, so
Usually if you say it 3 times in a row, it becomes true.
No.
The parking lot, Trustee
I'm glad that
Delzo?
you brought out the parking
Thank
lot
you.
out there, yes.
So, no, Kent, we do have a plan for that and so forth, right? Okay. So, all right, well, thank you very much. So, Shanae, tomorrow morning, if you can request that work being, that purchase, or usage, I should say, of that grant, that's what we're going to use it for, is the flooring, okay? Okay. Anti-slip flooring. Okay.
Not the parking lot.
We did send over a note, and they did confirm that was eligible and so forth then, too, so that's good. All right.
You know, orange is coming back.
I heard that.
Coming back.
The new black?
Sell the chief on that. Everything over there is blue and stuff, you know.
Hey, Chief,
so-
do you use that parking lot out there?
Yeah.
I think we're going to take the bricks and dump them in the parking lot. Fill the hole.
Build up the base.
Just for Phil.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. So we got a plan.
Yeah, so that's where I want to bring toward insurance, so, thank you. Special committee reports, economic development, trustee Nava Esparza.
Thank you, Mayor. I just want to also welcome Harold's Chicken. I did drive past there, and I couldn't park anywhere, so I do plan to stop by hopefully later this week to support local business. And plus the Super Bowl's coming up, so a place to grab something to eat for the game. But also, just to follow up about the census, I believe we do have a local count committee already established, so it's just basically moving forward and trying to identify any grants that we could tap into. Based on just the research that I've done, we don't have any hard-to-count census tracts, so it kind of limits our ability to maybe tap into some grants. But if the mayor's caucus has something, please let me know, and I'd be willing to roll up my sleeves and help.
Sounds good.
And
Okay.
that's all I have for this evening.
All right, thanks. Village properties, trustee McLaughlin.
No report this evening, Mayor.
Okay. Ordinance and legislation, trustee Zelinski. No report. IT, trustee Dalzell.
I'd just like to bring out the fact that the computers would operate better with a new parking lot out there, but
I'm still writing no report on mine here, too, so. Planning and Zoning and Licenses Committee.
I have that one.
Thank you.
I have a request for approval of a list of business licenses dated December 10th, 2019 through December 30th, 2019. For the most part, this list of licenses at this point in time is for general contractors. However, I just wanted to point out that there is one for Harold's Chicken, and granted on December 26th, so I just want to welcome them to town as well.
Very good.
Any parking lot pavers in the business licenses?
Not at this
Thank
time.
you, Clerk. Trustees, any presentations, petitions, or communications you wish to share? Nobody? Anyone want to remove anything from the consent agenda? None? Then can I get a motion to establish a consent agenda?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call number 1 to establish the consent agenda. Trustee Dalzell.
Yes.
Trustee Zelinski.
Yes.
Trustee Juarez is absent. Trustee McLaughlin.
Yes.
Trustee Murphy.
Yes.
Trustee Navis Barza.
Yes.
Motion carries to establish.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Second.
Roll call number 2 to approve the consent agenda as presented. Letter D as in David is approval of a list of payroll dated January 3rd, 2020 totaling $390,401.80. Letter E as in Edward is approval of a list of accounts payable dated January 6th, 2020 totaling $887,177.43. Letter G, approval of an ordinance amending Chapter 9, Fire Prevention and Protection, Article 2, Fire Department, Section 9-32, Ambulance Service of the Municipal Code of the Village of Alsip will become ordinance number 2020-01-1. Again, roll call number 2 to approve the consent agenda. Trustee Dalzell.
Yes.
Trustee Zelinski.
Yes.
Trustee Juarez is absent. Trustee McLaughlin.
Yes.
Trustee Murphy.
Yes.
Trustee Navis Barza.
Yes.
Motion carries to approve.
Thank you. Trustees, anybody have any unfinished business? No, I already heard your business, right?
Cake.
Yeah. Any new business? Well, then, can I get a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you very much, folks. Enjoy your evening. We'll adjourn this meeting at 8 o'clock. And certainly, everyone that's available here, please get a piece of cake to celebrate Violet's retirement tonight, then, too. Thank you very much.